All right, friends, how's it going? Happy Halloween. Uh, I know people are probably not going to be tuning into the live today, so uh, we'll keep it short. But I'm going to give updates because that's what I do. I'm committed. And I want to go sit out on the front porch and spook the children that come by. All two of them that we've had so far. Bert's sitting out there right now as a dinosaur on our front porch. So if you want to see a grown man dressed as a dinosaur, come on by. Hello, Mom, and hello, Kim. Oh my God, Bert's saying there's lots of kids right now. That's not fair. All right, let's get this show started so I can go hang with the kids. All right, let's see what's happening here. So I'm not live on Facebook apparently right now, and I know I have people over there wondering where I'm at, so I'm going to try and update this real quick. See? Something with the stream key keeps changing every week. Why? Save. Start? Let's see. There we go. All right, friends. Happy Halloween. I am very excited to give you a quick update on how things are going in our household here. I'm going to bring this music down. Hello, and just in case you've never seen my live stream before, I am Lynn. I am not normally dressed in a hood and cape, but because it's Halloween, I decided to have some fun with today's episode. You hear this, it's a very noisy cape. A little brag moment here. I dug this out of my parents' house yesterday because we had a kind of a last minute visit. I'll talk about that a little bit too. I made this cape back, I think, when I was in high school. And I used to be really into sewing, and I would go to the fabric store, go through the catalogs of, what are they called? What's the word I'm looking for? The instructions for making something. I want to say design, but I know that that's not right. Help me out with the word here. And anyway, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my God, why? It's driving me crazy. Oh my gosh. So anyways, I would go and it'll come to me. And make dresses. Like I made my homecoming dress. I made this cape. I can't actually remember what I made the cape for. If it was to go with a dress for a dance or if it was for Halloween, I actually don't remember. Okay, and I see Bert's kidding around. He said lots and lots of kids, hundreds, if not thousands of kids. And then he's like, no, we're still at two. We're still at two kids. Patterns, thank you. Patterns, that's the word. I'm going to have to bring that up in therapy. Why was that word such a block today? Patterns, I don't know. Maybe they're too spooky for me. Anyway, happy Halloween. Glad that you're joining me for a quick update. I am, I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Things in the house are, we're day by day. To give a quick update, we are down to, I shouldn't say down to, but we have one foster child in the house at the moment, 13-year-old foster daughter. And she's out trick-or-treating now with some friends because, we can't go with her, of course. We're the uncoolest parents in the world. Let me know if you can relate to this. Anyway, I'm it's fun at the same time as frustrating being a parent of a teenager because, well, I'm thinking back when I was a teenager and yeah, I get it. I was a little jerk then too. Teenagers want their independence. They want their freedom. They don't want their dorky parents or foster parents hanging out with them. And every opinion that I have is the wrong one. So that's fun. And now I'm trying reverse psychology for fun too. Hello, Amy. Thanks for sending the cute emojis. And Amy got that too. Patterns. That was that word. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So I used to sew and I still sew from time to time when I have time. What's time? And speaking of time, Kim, keep your eye on your food. Kim said that last week when she was watching my live stream, she got so distracted she burnt her dinner that she was making. So anyway, I thought that was a fun story to share. So yeah, hope you guys are having fun on Halloween today. If you haven't shared yet, let me know. Are you getting trick-or-treaters yet? Kim, how are you doing with trick-or-treaters? Oh, I don't know what that spooky noise was in my house, but something's going on out there. Okay, I don't have comments pulled up. I hope you guys, maybe I do. Hold on, this will only take a second. I have, oh, come on now. Come on. Or maybe it doesn't want to. Yeah, it's angry at me. That's okay. I see your comments today, guys. I might not put them up on screen. Let me run through some updates here. Bert just sat on his tail, which is great because he's a dinosaur. And Marcus is saying Schnittenmuster. Schnittenmuster, is that Halloween or is that pattern in German? Anyway, let me know, Marcus. Kim saying we've had one, not sure how many we missed walking scout, but probably not many. Yeah, it's weird. You know, these kids, I don't know, guys. Is it just me? Like, I would go to all the houses in the neighborhood, but now I feel like the kids only go to the big houses with like the best decorations. And like our decorations are fine. You can definitely tell our house is more decorated than the others in the neighborhood, but what the heck? Like, why only 2 trick-or-treaters? I feel like, what do we need to do to get some kids coming down the street here? I feel like a little competitive about it. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Oh, login. Oh my. I see what's going on here. It's angry at me. YouTube is angry at me. Oop. Don't hit cancel, Lynn. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to configure this on the fly, but I'm just going to leave that. Focus, Lynn. Yes, thank you. Laura's mid trick-or-treating right now. That's awesome. And Kim's making frozen pizza tonight so that it won't burn. Okay, and now I've learned a new word in German. Schnittenmuster is pattern in German. So in case you guys are sewing, if I start a German sewing channel, that might be what I name it. Schnittenmuster. I like that. Oh, and I'm adding extra words in there. Schnittmuster. Schnittmuster. Okay, so focus, Lynn. So we've had a good past few days. Yesterday we had like a surprise visit. So my dad, I've mentioned in the past, he's adopted. This isn't great for my bangs. I'm getting a bang trim tomorrow. So I apologize if I keep fussing with these. I'll try not to. My dad is adopted. And a couple of years ago, found his birth mom, right? And had all of his life never really like tried to track her down. And it just kind of happened that, I don't know, he was able to find an easy way to kind of connect with her, fairly easy. Anyway, he learns that he has a sister, and then another sister that is actually adopted. So his mom gave him up for adoption and then ended up having a kid and then also adopting another kid. So interesting, right? So that adopted daughter kind of made a rounds to kind of visit family, and kind of at the last minute decided to visit my dad and meet in person for the first time in their lives. And Dad said, hey, if anyone's available, come on out and meet her. And I'm so glad that I was able to make the time to do that. It was really unique and special to be making this connection with this kind of family that was never family until just recently, right? And even though it's not a blood relation, there's still something really special about family. And I can't really articulate it in a way other than to say like it meant a lot yesterday meeting this person, because of the journey we're on and how blood relation doesn't equal family relation, right? For us. Now, to some people that's super important to have blood related family. But I think the thing that I've learned growing up in my house, growing up with my parents, they always had the door open for friends to come to join us for dinner, to stay in our home, and I feel like that carries over to kind of what Bert and I are doing with fostering, and how our family, no matter how temporary these kids are staying with us, are our family, and how that connection is made. And family comes and goes sometimes, right? Like family doesn't, families fall apart and whatever, but there's something special about family. And I felt that yesterday, and I don't know, it meant a lot to me carrying into this kind of next chapter of mine and Bert's journey of growing our family, which is what I'm going to segue to now. So it turns out that we are looking into adoption for starting our family now. Yes, fostering is still what we're doing, and we're not giving up on that. And it turns out you can do multiple things at the same time to start a family, whether that's fostering and looking into adoption, or if you're still going through IUI, IVF, and you want to look into adoption, that's okay. You can totally do that. You can be doing multiple things at the same time. And, and you can continue to try naturally too. Everybody, I feel like, some people might think, oh, well, we'll do adoption if IVF doesn't work, or if we do this for so long, then we'll do adoption. But I'm telling you, if you're watching this and you're still on your infertility journey, or your journey to start a family, even if it's not through infertility, it's just taking a while, don't be afraid to look into that option. Because let me tell you, what I'm learning is the whole adoption thing takes a while. It can take years for some people. Now, some other people, it's going to be quick. And a lot of that's all on your preferences and who your agency is, and if you pay extra to use a consultant. So what I'm excited to share with you is whether or not me and Bert go down this journey. Of course, I'm going to share the updates with you. I'm going to share them every week with you, because that's what this is all about, is kind of our journey to become family, or to grow our family. Last week I signed up for this thing that was like so let me back up a little. You guys know I obviously go live, I live stream every Monday, and this is kind of my thing. I had joined a live streaming, I guess, summit type of thing, a virtual conference, if you will, in January of this year. And I met somebody I had put into like the big group, kind of like, you can introduce yourself. And I said, hey, I'm talking about infertility and adoption and fostering and stuff. If anyone is out there has anything to do with any of these things, let me know. And this one person responded to me and said, yes, and she's attending this summit too, to learn live streaming. She says, I have an adoption consulting company. I said, awesome. My thought was I was just going to have her as a guest on the show, and that never happened, but we did connect. And so then, as I'm starting to talk to Bert about, well, maybe we should look into adoption, first thought is, look, I'll reach it, I'll check into that woman that I already connected with. Turns out that this week she's actually doing a live stream, 5 days in a row of live streaming about like jumpstarting your adoption journey. So she's covering all the kind of like how to get started in it, basics, which there's so much information. And if you decide to do adoption, if you can find someone that's gone through it, please lean into them a little bit. And I'm sure that they're happy to share their knowledge with you, because every person that I've known that's going through it has said, if you know someone else that's doing it, can I talk to them? Because there's so much to share. There's so much comparing notes of agencies and the home study and everything that goes into this process. So join those support groups on Facebook. I already have done that too with the adoption groups. Reach out to the people that you may have known that have gone through it or are going through it. And then here's the extra thing. I have not committed to this person that is hosting the live streaming, right? I mean, obviously she's trying to get customers, and she's a consultant and everything, but she also has free resources out there to kind of help you get started, which I appreciate. And of course, that's how those services work. There's always kind of like here's something for free, and now, can we lock you in? And I say that in like a mean way, but that's how it works, and I appreciate that. And I haven't reached out to her yet to remind her how we're connected, but she is giving stuff away for free. I don't know what she's giving away, but I'm just going to do whatever she says, like she's having us do these worksheets to think about, I guess, kind of like visualizing what we think our adopted baby will be like, and what the feelings we'll have, and the feelings of the biological mother. And it's an interesting way to start the exercise, because it's not things that I've done yet. Putting myself through that thought process of those feelings. So I know this has meandered a little bit, but the point of this is that I'm kind of dipping my toes in the water. There's been no financial commitment to our adoption journey yet, but I am exploring it so that I can kind of get the feel if we're going to commit to this or not. So it's a big deal. And as a reminder, not only is my dad adopted, but Bert's mom is adopted. So adoption kind of runs in our family. Can I say that? I think that I can. Yeah, so I don't know, that it feels right on several levels, but there are still a lot of um, feelings to work through that anyone that's going to go through the adoption process will have to work through and think about. I'm glad that I'm not trying to do it alone, and I haven't included Bert in a lot of this yet. I'm kind of, I don't know, dipping my toes in, and then I'll pull him in once I decide to go all the way in. He's definitely not in the dark about this. Obviously, he's watching the live stream, and I've given him updates and on what I'm learning. But we have to kind of conquer and divide on things, right? Like, we're still fostering right now, so we have a lot to do there. There's a lot of work that comes with fostering. We're also talking about doing a big project on our home coming up, so we're both working on that as well. So we got a lot of things to keep track of, and so we have to both do certain tasks, and then at night, kind of, or during the day, meet in the middle and kind of update each other. It's a lot of fun. We're a good team, and I really enjoy doing life with him. So I see there's a question here. Let's see here. So until now, we were just sitting outside to greet neighbors, almost more parents dressed up than kids. I saw a lot of parents dressed up as well as I was driving home. And it's fun. It makes me smile. All these little kids and big kids and parents that are like, ooh, we can dress up too. It's fun. So Marcus, great question here. What if everything works at the same time? Excellent question. And I have had friends tell me this story about how, I'm going to try and recount this story as best as I can. Basically, this couple dealt with infertility for years, decided to go through adoption, found someone. That person ended up having twins, and they adopted twins, and then not long after that, they got actually pregnant during the adoption process. So they grew their family not by just one baby, but 3 babies basically at the same time, which is, I don't know, like, yeah. What have we learned, like, meeting every Monday, right? Like, life throws you curveballs, and you just have to keep on going with it. So, yeah, what if that happens? I don't know. Then we'll have 2, maybe 3. I don't know. I did hear a story recently of a friend told me that their sister, a 43-year-old, got pregnant naturally, had a healthy baby, and it kind of put that idea back in my head, like, okay, Lynn, I don't know. You guys know, I hate that. I hate the cycle of hope and failure. I am so exhausted of it from the past couple of years. I'm just so tired of it, but it's like an addiction. It just happens every month, every single month anyway. Oh, my goodness. Yes. So it would definitely make for some interesting streams. I think I would definitely get some followers interested in that story for sure. So yeah, so I guess I'm going to kind of wrap this up. I'll check in with you guys too. Please tell me, what did you dress up for Halloween? What did you dress up as? Also, Marcus, do you guys do Halloween where you are? Curious about that, because I know it's not celebrated everywhere. And what was I going to wrap this up with? I was going to wrap it up with that the fact that, if we do go through with, start to go down this adoption journey more, that'll definitely be something that I start advertising as kind of the focus of our journey, just because as much as we're doing with fostering, it's really, really difficult to share the details of it. And I shared last week how we had some challenges, and how Bert and I were I don't know if I very clearly expressed this, but Bert and I were starting to feel a little bit burnt out. And I think that we did what we needed to, because we hit our limit. Like, we knew that we didn't have the skills yet to deal with the kids that we had in the house. So we found the best solution. I'm very proud that it went a lot better than we were expecting the worst to happen. And it actually went fairly well. And I'm very pleased, and I'm happy that Bert and I talked through kind of every scenario that we thought might happen, but we didn't talk through the great, like, good scenarios. We were just like, okay, if this happens, then we're going to do that. If that happens, oh boy, but we kind of just hoped that it would go okay, and it did go okay. Yeah. Gotcha. So Marcus is saying where he is in Switzerland. They don't really have Halloween. It's partly imported, but so there's parties, but it's not a tradition. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, good to know there. Yeah, and also something that I will say one more thing. So Dias de los Muertos is tomorrow, and Wednesday, and that is the Day of the Dead celebration that is traditionally, I think, from Mexico, the way I understand it, and it's a celebration. They say it's a celebration of the living, but what they do is they remember family members or friends that have passed. And the movie Coco did a really good job of explaining this, and I think that's kind of how I learned about it, to be honest. And I love the concept of this, like remembering the dead, but in a celebration and a celebration of their lives. So I love the idea of somehow incorporating that into our a tradition for us, especially as we grow older. More people from our lives pass. So I don't know. I don't think that we have an equivalent of that in our current culture, or at least in our family. So I don't know. That's another tradition. I'm curious if anybody else has adopted or any sort of version of in their home or family. Let me know about that, because and I've learned, like All Saints Day is another version of this. It's just a concept that I wish that had been, I don't know. I want to make it part of my life, my tradition, and the tradition that we have in our family moving forward. I think it's really neat. Laura is saying, my sister-in-law embraces a lot of my Mexican culture, which is so nice, and wants to learn all about it so she understands it and is able to teach others about it. That's awesome. I love that. And Laura, I didn't actually know that you had Mexican, that you were Mexican. That's awesome. Do you celebrate Dios de los Muertos? You never celebrated growing up, but still an awesome holiday. Yeah, really cool. Okay, and Marcus is saying they have All Saints there. There's All Saints Day there in Switzerland. So Marcus, what day is that, tomorrow, or is it recently? Because I know that it's not on the same. It's close. Well, what I was reading about this a little bit. So when is it? When do you celebrate it? And that's really cool that you have that. So anyway, that's another thing that it's not just sugar skulls and tequila. It actually has a purpose to it, which is really cool. All I ever knew of it was sugar skulls, and thought it was a Halloween thing. But I was set straight by Coco, by Disney. Okay, and Marcus is saying yes, it's tomorrow. Okay, cool. So that's really neat. That's really cool. So yeah, maybe next week maybe we'll compare notes and see if we actually end up doing anything for it. Let me see something too. Kelly's sharing some notes here. Sorry guys, I'm not sharing comments on the screen today. Could not. I was too distracted trying to see trick or treaters down the street. Kelly's had a bunch of trick or treaters and had let's see here. I also met a woman this weekend who had her kids at 42 and 46. That's awesome, Kelly. Thanks for the story of hope there. Yeah, Coco is such a great movie, and I've talked to coworkers from Mexico that it's very accurate. I love that. Disney's done a much better job of trying to be culturally sensitive. I know they don't always hit the mark, but it's nice to hear that Coco is a good one. All Saints Day is also in Germany and other European countries tomorrow, too. Okay, Kelly, thanks for helping with the facts. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, Laura, yeah, I guess your married name doesn't make it very obvious that you're Mexican anymore. You're still Mexican, it's just the last name is not. Oh, that's awesome, though. Very cool. Very cool. Well, thanks, guys, for sharing. Look at us over here. Oh, love it. Okay, so I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to go see if I can see any trick-or-treaters, catch any cute costumes. Oh, my God. Can I share one last story as a parent? Because, okay. All right. So tell me if you've been a parent, if you've ever taken joy or gotten joy out of embarrassing your teenager or child, right? Like knew exactly what you had to do to make them go, "Mom," and did it anyway, just for that reaction. So this morning I was dropping my foster daughter off at school, and I realized she's wearing her costume to school because they're allowed to, and I hadn't gotten a picture of her at home before we left. I'm like, oh my God, well, what if she comes home and isn't wearing it anymore? She's never going to put it back on. So I said, hold on, And I pulled, to drop her off, and I jump out of the car, and I like have my phone out. I'm like, we got to get a picture. And she is dying. She is like, I'm not getting out of the car until you put that away. I'm not doing it. No, I'm like, get out. Come on. I'm not going to share it with anyone. I'm going to send it to your mom, and I'm just going to keep it for me. Oh my God. She was dying. And then there were like the two security people like watching this whole thing, or, the teachers outside, like, like reading all the students, and they were laughing, and just got a hoot out of it. And I'm like, bye, sweetie. Have a great day. She was like, oh my God. Bye. It was a blast and brought me a lot of joy, even though she was completely humiliated. I think she liked it a little bit, but it was more for me, I think. Anyway, have you guys ever gotten joy out of embarrassing your kids? Because I'm like, I feel like it comes with the territory, but maybe my coworker said he never does it. And I'm like, how can you never do that? And he's like, and he told me a story about how his neighbor always does it. And he's like, I don't know. There's just two kinds of parents, I guess. So I guess there's two kinds of parents. That's what I'm learning. Oh my God. And my mom saying, yes, of course. Yeah. Thanks, guys. And let's see here. Marcus is saying, actually, Halloween is All Hallows Eve, so the day before All Saints. Yeah. Yes, there's that is like, yeah, my friend that hosts the witch party, there's like, she knows all the history of this and like quizzes us on it every time she has a witch party. And I never remember this stuff from year to year, and like remember like the Samar, I don't even remember. Anyway, but yes, look at all this knowledge we're throwing around here. My dad's saying, yeah, too many times to remember anything specific. But yeah, I'm sure my parents like to have a good time. I'm sure they would definitely have a good time at my expense. It's okay, though. Love my family, honestly. It was so great to see everyone yesterday. And we all shared in that awesome experience of expanding our family. No idea if that family member watches this channel, but if you do, Linda, it was super awesome to meet you in person. And I'm really excited about being connected with you, moving forward. It's just really cool. Yeah. And if there's any other hidden family out there that's related to me, please reach out, because yeah, that would be neat. I don't think that there is, but who knows? Maybe some long lost cousin of some third cousin of that I never knew about. Just never know. I always hear different stories about that, so you never know. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Samhain. Samhain is what I think it is. I think is for Wicca. Yeah, exactly. It's more witchy. Elliot is saying he's helping me out with the S word I was trying to think of. Yeah. Thanks, Elliot. Okay, guys, for real, I'm going to wrap up. Go hang out with the kids. Thank you for hanging out with me. Happy Halloween, and I will see you guys next week, and we'll see after this 5-day mini boot camp that I'm going through to learn about adoption, see what comes of it, and I'll give you an update then. So, happy Halloween. Talk to you later. Roll the credits. Bye. Oh, nope, that did not work. I have to pull this up. Oh, there it is. It is going. Okay. And music. Music up, please. There we go. Bert, don't boo me.